Hi, I'm Miss Deb here with CCACMakes again. Good to see you. And we're back in the bamboo backyard here. And I'd like to show you something that you can make with things that you have around the house again. And maybe some things that were delivered by CCAC. And we have here sort of a family of bottles, but I think I'm going to end up choosing one for now. But we're going to make something that you can wear out of bottles, or a bottle even, maybe even actually a part of a bottle. And here's an example of bracelet, bottle bracelet, and it's made of a piece of a bottle and some yarn. And then here's another one I just wanted to show you, which you could do another time, which is a bottle bracelet. This is a big one. This is a giant one. And this can also serve as some other things too, which I'll show you. This is covered with fabric more than yarn. And then we have some little creatures here that are made of yarn and a few other things. And these are things that I found around the neighborhood. A pine cone, an acorn, but they make really cool little animals too. And so we have bottles, and I'm gonna put these away. This rest of the family, you can go somewhere else for now because you are going to be the star. And yarn of various colors, and I've cut off some lengths to start out. And then we also have a few other things that I'll show you later for the creatures. But the main things you're going to need for the bottle are just the bottle bracelet, are the bottle, the yarn, and just some scissors to cut. So first I'm going to cut off this label, and you just cut a spot and then you just peel it off like that and throw it over here for now. And so now we just have this nice clear bottle, and these are kind of sharp scissors. If you need a bigger person to help you cut it, please do. Get somebody who will help you cut it. So what I'm doing is I'm just cutting around in a circle from one side to the other. So there's one, and then I'm going to do it again. And you just kind of push in, and then that one, sometimes the bottles are so soft you can just go across like this for the second cut. Okay, there we go. And guess what? This size doesn't quite fit my hand. And look what we have left. Just notice what we have left too, because we can use those too for something else. But right now I just want to show you this size doesn't fit my hand, but it might, most likely it will fit yours. But in case it doesn't, or if you just want a different kind of thing, you can just make a cut right here. And then you have something that you could slip on like this, which is kind of cool plastic, but it's even more beautiful, I think, with yarn. So it has these beautiful colors. So I'm going to just take some of this turquoise here, and I'm going to tie the first part, just make a knot, just to keep it on and in place. And there are many, many ways to do this. There are many ways to do this, and I'm just going to show you a starting point, a starting spot. Okay, so that's one. And then what you want to do, whether you have a solid kind of cylinder or you have this kind of open thing, is you want to wrap it and wrap it. And I can say wrap faster than I can wrap, especially with this long, long piece of yarn. Look how long it is. You don't have to use, you can cut your yarn so it's not quite this long, because I think you have some yarn that CCACMakes dropped off to you. This is what I'd like you to use. You can cut it so it's not so long. If you can manage this long of a piece though, it's kind of nice because you don't have to, you know, stop. You can just keep on wrapping. And you know, actually you could make it, do it at an angle as well. You could do this kind of thing and this kind of thing like this. You can make some designs and patterns with it. And I'm gonna Can you see like this? And then I'm going to go around, and now I'm at a point where it's a little bit, I'm going to be kind of quick with it because I'm at this end here. And I'm going to just go around like that. And then this one I'm going to tie right here. And guess what? Like I always say to you guys, I've never done exactly this before, you know, but that's what the fun of it. That's part of the fun of it. And also that's to let you know that you can do something you've never done before too. Okay, so here's the beginning, and you know, that's kind of nice. It's maybe more minimalist, but you see, there's the beginning. And let me pick one other, maybe I'll do 2 other colors, and maybe I'm not gonna finish today or right now, but I'm just gonna give you guys an idea. So here, I'm gonna tie this to the other end of the thing that I tied before. You can tie this to any other part of a yarn that's already there, okay? I'm just going to use this. I kind of like the way it looks when it sticks out. And then I'm going to go around and do the same kind of thing because I think it's kind of cool that it works so well this way. You can also do other kinds of designs. And I have to say I'm doing this a little bit faster than I would want to do because I don't want to take too long for you guys. I don't want to make this go on too long. So let's just say I'm going to put a little, put this under here for now. And then I'm going to start with this 3rd color. You don't have to use 2 colors even. You could use just 1 color, and you could even leave it partly open like that, but I kind of like the way it looks when it's been totally covered. I want to show you one other part of it. Let's just pretend, I'm going to cut this off so it's not confusing. Let's just pretend it's all covered. I think you get the idea. And so what I want to do to kind of make it a little stronger and also to be sure that you've got all the space, this is another way of doing this, or another part to it, is you tie more yarn to more yarn like this. And then, oh, all the birds stopped. I think they're listening. Do you think so? Yeah, maybe not. And then you can go like this and put the yarn, you might want to go underneath sometimes to be sure that it stays. And go over under a few times to be sure it stays. Go over under a few, another time. You could do it in a very fancy way. You could actually, get very, very detailed fancy with this if you want. And then you might want to go back and do it the same way on the inside if you have an open, if yours is open. If it's closed, it would be a lot harder to do the inside. So this is an idea. You can see how that was done with this one, and it's actually a little bit inside and a little bit outside. It kind of makes it stronger. It makes all these stay together, and it kind of adds to the look of it too. So I'm actually going to leave this like this, and so we're not confused. I'm just going to cut it off here and just let that be like that. Now keep in mind you can add things to it if you want. If you have beads, if you want to add beads to it, you could do that. You could even add feathers. Here's a feather. You can add things like this. I'll put it on the one that's finished. You could add feathers to it. You can add all kinds of fun things. So I'm going to put these aside, and so you can have a look, and I'd like to see what you do with yours. If you could send pictures to CCAC, that would be great, and maybe even pictures of you wearing these, that would be great. Maybe the puppets too, if you finish your sock puppet and you have some really good time with it, and you're having a good time talking with the puppet and it's having a good time talking with you, and you're having fun with maybe your brother or sister with other sock puppets, take a picture and send us your puppets, your puppet stories. So let's see, I think I'm going to take this little one. Use this little one. I kind of like the way this one kind of reminds me of a lion's mane. And I don't know if this is the whole body or if it's just going to be a little face, but or if it's going to suggest the body. Let's see. Take a little bit of this yarn. Well, I'm going to take the whole thing for now and just see. The cool thing about pine cones is they have this wonderful, lovely texture, which you can kind of use to kind of put things to help to secure things. So I'm just doing this right now to kind of get it started. And there clearly is no one way to do this, but you just want to kind of put it under the sort of like scales, aren't they? Now, I think that this would be cool if it could have some ears, and I want to try to make, well, you know, I think these kind of look ear-like enough, these things. I think they look eerie enough. But I want to just connect this, so now make it a little fancier. Make a little fancier. They are kind of delicate sometimes. Make a little fancier with the color. And it'll be sort of like it's wearing a little red striped thing or something. And then I'm going to bring it back toward the back, and then I'm going to tie it to the first part, and then one of these is going to become its kind of mouse tail. So what if it's a lion and a mouse together? What would you call that? Not a louse. Let's not call it a louse. A lion mouse? A mouse lion? Not a lice either. Okay, so I'm going to cut this part off. So now it's got a cute little tail. But you know what? It would be really, really cute if it had some eyes too. So I have some beads here, and I'm going to spill them all out. And oh yeah, blue eye. And I think, what if there's a slightly different color blue eye? Oh, it looks kind of like that. It looks kind of almost, not exactly cross-eyed, but sort of. Oh, there, I think I like it with them close, close together. Now, where did my glue go? Ask these guys where my glue went, and I'm gonna start looking for it meanwhile. Do you know where the glue went? I found it. Thanks. Okay, so glue works pretty well with things like pine cones and other natural materials like that. So I'm going to just take some glue and dip it on. It actually works very nicely if there's yarn and pine cones. That's an even better combination for this kind of glue. Now, I know that's too much glue, but it's fine because it's going to help everything to stay in place. So we have one. My daughter used to call this color turquoise, and even though I used to say turquoise, she used to say turquoise. So there's one turquoise eye, and there's another blue eye. And I would say they're very gluey eyes right now. They're bluey, gluey eyes right now. And I don't know, do you think it needs something for a nose? What if we did that? It's kind of obnoxious, but I think I'll take some of this glue from here and just see what that looks like. And if that falls off, I don't mind so much, because I think it's a little bit silly, but it's kind of cute. Okay, there. And I wonder if you would think that you have a name for this creature, or maybe if not for this one, then for your creature. Here's the little tail. And you could also do feet, and you could do other things to it. You can add a lot of other things to it if you want. You could do feet with extra yarn and do all sorts of things. And then one thing you might want to do is is you could use the other part of the bottle and have it sit on the bottle. And then it's kind of got its little chair. Or you could have it go inside the bottle. Uh-oh. Well, you have to be careful at this stage because the glue has to dry, and I'm not really quite letting it dry. You could have it go inside there. Come on out. You could make a little tunnel for it, cut off the other side, and it'll be a little tunnel. You could have it sit on the top of this. You could have it tunnel in there. Or you could have it go inside one of these bigger ones, and it could be its little house in there. It could be a little house. Can you see inside there? The little one in its house? And then I'm going to even cover it with some of this beautiful netting. So it's got a little private spot, or semi-private spot, or like a little screened-in porch, sort of. So, we've got bracelet or bracelets. We've got little creatures made of all kinds of natural and not natural, but recycled materials. And next time, I'd like to see what you come up with. Oh yeah, maybe let's see. This feather, it's a little bit big for this little one. Maybe so. Maybe it's a little too big. Maybe we'll put the feather. Here, you get the feather for now. There. Yeah, so I'd like to see what kind of creatures you come up with and what kind of names you have. And I'd love to see you wearing your bracelets and to see what other things you make out of recycled bottles. Thank you. Bye-bye.